Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Contradiction, Spot the Liar. In the last episode, the time moved forward. It is now 11 p.m, and we only have 1 hour left before we have to say whether Kate Vine was murdered or if she committed suicide. Now, next up on my list of people I'd like to speak to is Paul.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Okay. Where were we with you? Okay.
When did Ryan begin to suffer from arthritis?
Ryan doesn't suffer from arthritis.
Really?
The only thing that Ryan suffers from is a pathetic inability to deal with any kind of discomfort. He pulled his back sometime last year. Since then, he's going around telling everybody he suffers from arthritis.
I thought he had medication for it.
Oh, he only has medication because his GP, who is almost as dysfunctional as he is, keeps prescribing it for him.
So you don't believe he really has arthritis?
Not at all.
Ooh, I get the ice cream van is back. Okay, just ignore it, Callista. Ignore. I don't know about that. Because Paul is so unsympathetic. I could genuinely see him going up to someone who's like in a wheelchair and him being like, oh, there's nothing wrong with your legs, you're just weak. And they're like, I have a spinal injury, and walk it off. Like, I could genuinely see him doing that. Ryan is very young, and everyone does seem very surprised that he has arthritis, but I can't tell. I really can't tell if it's in Ryan's head or if he does have it and his dad is just very unsympathetic.
And what do you know about Simon's laptop being stolen from Atlas?
Oh, no, I wasn't happy about it.
What did you do about it?
Ryan paid a con man to install a complicated CCTV system at twice the price that it would probably have cost. Seemed to do the trick, though. We haven't had a theft since.
Okay, that's good.
Can you tell me about the room with the mirrors at Atlas? The one with the combination lock?
How did you get in there?
I was given the code for the combination.
By Ryan?
Well, nobody else is allowed to know the code, are they?
And not in theory.
So how's the room used on the course, then?
It's a meditation room where the students can reflect on themselves, literally.
And what about the CD?
That helps too. It's part of the program.
So you send the students into the room, they put the CD on, they stare into the mirrors. And how long does this last for?
Until the CD finishes or they fall asleep. What else would you like to know?
Okay.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Poppy pot?
Ever come across anyone selling them, using them?
No.
Now, why do you think Ryan might want to give Kate a cheque for £500?
I've really no idea. Where did you find it?
Just outside.
You better ask him.
You think Ryan was interested romantically in Kate?
I know he has a weakness for blondes, but I didn't think it had gone so far as his offering them cash.
But his wife is a brunette, Emma is a brunette, and as far as I'm aware, Kate's a brunette. Yeah! What do you mean he has a weakness for blondes? Also, to be perfectly blunt, Ryan has a very domineering wife, but he seems to like that. Emma is quite submissive, so I presume, he has his wife at home who's quite domineering, then he can be domineering with Emma where would Kate come into this? Kate doesn't have a need or a desire. No, Ryan doesn't have a need or desire that Kate can fulfill. I apologise, I'm stumbling over my words so much today. I hope I'm making sense. Also, Kate seems like she was a bit of a loose cannon. And both Emma and Rebecca, they're quite put together. They seem to have... Like, they're not going out getting drunk, constantly, having alcohol addictions and maybe even drug addictions if Kate was going and getting the morphine regularly. Like, they're quite put together. So why would Ryan randomly go after someone who's not put together? That doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Okay, I'm good there.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
I wish we could ask about threshold testing, about what we saw in the woods. Because that was really fucking weird.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Do you know anything about a locked room at Atlas with mirrors in it?
Not off the top of my head, no. I think that's a question for Ryan.
Okie doke.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Go on.
Ever come across anyone trying to sell them or anything like that? Maybe even in here?
Not that I remember.
To be honest, if someone was trying to sell poppy pods in the bar, I get the feeling that Rebecca would kick them to the curb very quickly. I don't think she'd have any time for that bullshit. Oh, best not to ask Rebecca about the money for Kate.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay. Let's get up to Simon and Emma. Quick sticks.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Do you know about the mirror room at Atlas?
The mirror room? No, I heard about it, but I think it was only for the students later on in the course. Something like that.
I can believe that.
Strange question. Have you ever known of anyone selling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? Don't think so. Isn't that opium?
Kind of. It's okay.
Jenks, why did you say it like that? Okay, whatever. I also believe her when she says that. Emma wouldn't know. What do you mean she wouldn't know about the money? Kate told Emma that she was going to blackmail Ryan. Okay.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Odd question, but have you ever seen anyone handling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? As in, for opium? No. Though James did have opium tea once, I think.
Where did he get it from?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask. James does his own thing.
What does opium tea taste like?
But I don't know. I didn't try it.
Really?
I didn't want to risk it, did I? But I went to hospital once. I had codeine and I went into anaphylactic shock. The doctor said it was an opium derivative, apparently, so...
Hold up. You're allergic to opiate. I'm pretty sure morphine is an opiate. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, you wouldn't know anything about the money either. Excuse me.
Aha. You and Kate took morphine in the mirror room. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're allergic to opiates, Simon. Opium. You didn't take the morphine at all, did you?
Well, no, I didn't. Kate did, though.
I thought you were trying to outdo each other. That was the point, wasn't it?
We weren't trying to outdo each other as such.
Go on.
Ryan wanted me to test Kate. To see how far she would go to be prime candidate.
What candidate?
Prime candidate. It means the best person in the group, basically.
What do you mean, test her?
But you do it in pairs. One person's the tester, it's me, and the other person's the...
Victim?
Well, it's not like that. It's completely consensual. It's just boundary testing. Ryan wanted me to test Kate.
Because they thought she was the best student.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I just did what I was told, okay?
Except you decided to give her morphine. To break the law.
Well, I can't change that now, can I? She didn't die of a morphine overdose, did she?
She died because she drowned. But she drowned for reasons that aren't clear. Atlas seemed to have this all neatly worked out. If Simon's telling the truth, Atlas are lighting the fuse and then retiring to a safe distance, letting students test themselves and push themselves to their limits while avoiding all comeback. Is this what happened to Kate?
Ooh. Yeah, that's what we saw in the woods. A tester and a test taker. Ooh. I'm sticking to my guns, though. I'm sticking to my guns. I think it either has to be Ryan or Rebecca. I think this is all smoke and mirrors, red herrings and all of that. Also, Simon is saying he did this months ago. And if we believe his timeline, that this happened months ago, and he was no longer testing her, then again, I think she probably just went into the mirror room on her own, got the morphine, wandered off into the woods, and either Ryan or Rebecca pushed her into the lake.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Okay, do you know anything about this?
Do you know what a prime candidate is at Atlas?
Yes, it's what every student wants to be. It's the best student. Apparently you get a great high-paid job afterwards. I don't think that really happens, though.
Did you know anyone in the running to be prime candidate?
What, like Simon? I don't think they picked Simon, to be honest. Well, he's got too many morals, and you can't have both at Atlas.
Does Simon have morals, or are you just having blind faith in him? Emma. Oh, I do agree with her that I don't think they'd pick Simon to be prime candidate because Paul didn't seem to like Simon. He was, I wouldn't touch anything that had Simon's grubby fingers in it. Like, he seemed to have a lot of disdain for Simon. But if Simon thought he was in the running to be prime candidate, and he's seeing they're giving a lot of attention to Kate, he potentially gets jealous. I think it's rather shady that they then ask him to be her tester.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
It's interesting. I still think it's a red herring, but it's interesting. Knock, knock.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Okay.
Know anything about poppy pods? Come across anyone selling them or anything?
Poppy pods? Well, don't tell anyone, Inspector, but I hear that you can make opium out of those. Why do you ask?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the poppy pods, they have to be a red herring.
Would you like to explain what this is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
I suppose so.
So why were you going to give Kate £500, Ryan?
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
She was a very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
Dude, she was blackmailing your ass.
Now, tell me what a prime candidate is.
You're learning a lot, aren't you, Inspector? Prime candidates are simply the best students. The ones with the most potential.
And what benefits do they get from that?
Well, they get the top job.
Which is?
Well, we have a deal with various multinationals. We train students to be exceptional, truly exceptional. And they get a wonderful top job. It's a very simple deal.
And how do you decide who the prime candidate is? Do you test students?
No.
Did you ever, say, ask Simon to test Kate, for instance?
Oh, you've actually been speaking to Simon, haven't you? I really wouldn't trust anything that Simon Thompson says. You know, he spent the best part of 2 months trying to undermine Kate. No. Now, Simon Thompson, it really isn't my place to speculate, but if you're looking for motives, Inspector, he certainly had a few motives. More than I.
A motive to kill her, do you mean?
Now, that's very interesting, Inspector. Well, that's up to you to decide.
He seems to be trying to shift the blame there. Also, it kind of pains me to say this. Was James right? James, in his muddle-headed way, he was like, oh, they're making slaves. They're making slaves and selling them to the top bidder. The best students get jobs at these high-pressure, like, multi-million-dollar businesses that are all over the globe. Did he mean... He could have meant, like, corporate slaves. I think James might have been right. James, what the hell? Alright, okay. This is dinging something. It's dinging something in my brain, and I want to go through everything because I feel like there's something here. That was the leaves. Students aren't coerced or bribed in any way. Dude, you were giving her money.
Aha. So, students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector. It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
So, how often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
assessment?
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Pardon, wait, what? Where was that? I can never find anything.
Aha. Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference! If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
Midnight, and still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
Oh, shit! Okay. I loved the acting then! I loved when he was gesturing with the glass and all the whatever it was, the liquid spilled out. Oh! I don't know that guy's name. I think it's John? John something, and I'm not sure how to pronounce his surname. I like him too. He's great. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm guessing now is the final hour. It wasn't the last one, it was this one. Okay, okay, you know what? Considering that this is the final hour, I think I'm going to end this episode right here. In the next one, I think I'm going to finish the game. Unless it turns out now you've got another 2 hours to go, Chuck. Next episode might be the last one. I might do a long one. It depends. We'll see. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.